Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Femboy Statistics. And so today we're going to give you a little introduction to the channel, and we're going to give you an introduction to probability. But first of all, what is the channel? Well, this is a channel that wants to introduce you to statistics. It's a channel that wants to look pretty while doing it, and it wants to collab with other neat Femboy creators. You know who you are in the Discord and on Twitter. With that, let's get into some real probability and statistics. So what is probability? Well, it's the study of events and how likely they are to occur. Statistics is how we collect, organize, interpret, and present the data. And both are used to gain an insight into that data. Let's have a look at the language of statistics and see kind of the terminology that we're going to be using. Probability is always measured between 0 and 1. 0 is something that cannot happen, and 1 is something that will definitely happen. For example, flipping a coin has two options, heads or tails, each with a probability of a half. You'd write this as p heads equals 0.5 and p tails equals 0.5. The sum of all events equals 1. It must have a probability of 1. If you were to look for the probability of an arbitrary event A, it will be equal to the number of outcomes in the set A divided by the number of possible outcomes. Let's have a look at some relationships and some more terminology we're going to need before we go on. The complement is the set of outcomes not in an event. So if we have some event A, the complement of A is written as A subscript C. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a compliment for me down in the comments. The union are events that occur in A and or B. You can see this little U symbol here. It's kind of like a U without the little extra straight line. The intersection are the events that occur in both A and B. It's written with this sort of N looking symbol here. I like to think of it as union looks like a U and intersection looks like an N for the N in intersection. And disjoint events are events that have nothing in common. So let's have a look at how we might visualize this with a Venn diagram. We can see some overlapping regions in A and B. This is the union. The entire area taken up by B and C is B union C. And A and C are completely disjoint because they have no intersection at all. There's no crossover. Let's look at an example. Rolling a dice. Let's say that A is the event that the number obtained is even, and B is the event that a number is greater than 4 when you roll the dice. So let's list the outcomes of A complement. Well, we said A complement is all the things not in A, so that'd be 1, 3, 5, all the odd numbers. A union B is what makes up A and B together, so that would be 2, 4, 5, and 6. We don't write duplicates here because we're using set notation. When you use sets, you leave it to the unique elements only. Finally, there's A intersection B. Well, that's 4 and 6 because these are the events that occur in both A and B. So we ignore the 2 and we ignore the 5. Lastly, let's come up with two disjoint events of our own. Here's a nice example. X is the number 2 or less is rolled, and Y is that the number 6 is rolled. These two events are disjoint because it's impossible to get X and Y at the same time. If you roll a 6, it's impossible to get a number less than 2. If you roll a number less than 2, it's impossible to roll 6. Pretty easy. You can come up with your own examples too. And lastly, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, leave them in the comments, and come say hi to me and all the other highly educated femboys on Twitter. You can find me at Femboy Stats. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.